Drum roll, please. Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, and corn growers, to another enthusiastic #Farm Vlog Friday. This Friday's visit deserves the extra fanfare at the beginning because of the great trip, stories, and wisdom that I have to share with you today. This week we are traveling to the town of Fowler to meet father and sons, Pat, Jake, and PJ Feldpausch of Pat Feldpausch Farms, a second-generation 35,000-acre row crop operation. Enjoy.
The Feldpausch family moved here in 1855 from Germany, and so my great-great-grandfather settled here in 1855, about 2.5 miles from here. And then 1960 is when my parents bought this place. In 1995, I purchased the farm and the house and buildings from mom and dad, and they moved to town at that time, and began farming on my own. Prior to that, I farmed with my father in a partnership up until 1995.
There's a lot of growth in the farm when I was growing up, so that meant a lot of sacrifice. And like I said, even more work and hours. It takes a lot to build something and make it nice. But I wouldn't change it. I learned so much growing up, and it really put me a step ahead, I guess, in life, because I had work experience and I had mechanical experience. Going into what I would call adulthood at 18, I already had almost 10 years under my belt in the workforce.
Growing up on the farm, we always worked and did hard work, and it kind of got put in our blood. So when I went to college, and then I went out west, worked for some harvest crews, and I went over to New Zealand and Australia and worked on farms all through that whole experience. And Dad called me about 6 years ago and said they had a rough spring and he needed my help, and I've been home ever since, really loving it. Got a couple acres of our own now, my brother and I, and it's in our blood and we can't get enough of it.
Experience 1992, the fall of '92 is when I started as a sales rep for Pioneer. Get to work with a lot of farmers. It's a lot of fun, in my opinion, to help them, see their farms thrive and do well, and work with them and to try and better their farms and make profit. We're in the farming business to make profit. That is our job, and when you have a job, you have a job to provide for your family. So another thing that working with Pioneer, learning, not only for helping people, but on our own farm, learning the genetics, learning different fertilities, learning different herbicide programs and things like that, and how it best fits our operation and things like that. Those things are very much hand in hand. So we just learn a lot from that business, for not only for our customers but for ourselves.
So the benefits of working with and for and on a family farm are that everybody's going to have your back, and we're working towards the same goal. Things get stressful, working with family is hard. A lot of times we have the same mindsets, maybe the way we're going to get there is a little differently, but a lot of things are very similar. Things get stressful. In our industry, things get stressful. It doesn't matter if you're working for family or not. Sometimes it's a blessing that you're working with family because they can understand a little more what you're going through, how it's affecting you, things like that, have really good familiarity with you. Other times, they like to push you as hard as you can because they know you can do it. Both of them can be good, and both of them can be bad, but it's enjoyable. I like working with the guys, with my dad and brothers, and all our other employees. It's a very enjoyable time. Probably
the worst words anyone can say is, "We've always done it that way." That can be so detrimental to a business. But you have to be so careful that you don't do something that hey, I tried this and this. Why are we going to try it this way, and is it going to be different so we can get a different outcome? Trying things and doing things with the younger generation, teaching them, and try and teach them the knowledge that so when I'm ready to retire and walk away from this, that you've brought them on so they know how to run the business and do it.
What I enjoy most about farming is the community atmosphere and the fact that you have to either succeed with your neighbors, or you fail with your neighbors. You're all in the same boat, so you're really trying to push each other to be better, and you're actually trying to help each other out, and it's a lot of give and take. Granted, you have all your problems, and it's a competition. You're competing with these people as well, but it's extremely friendly and very involved in the neighborhood. You're right in these people's backyards, and you'll have people take their kids out and take pictures and want to take rides on the equipment and everything else, and that's probably the best part of the job.
But growing a corn crop is that's by far the most favorite thing of farming I've got. You plant it, you watch the fertility and fertilizing it and keeping the weeds under control, and watching the corn plant grow and how it progresses, and we're getting close to tasseling and pollinating now, and praying for rain when we need it, and we could use some rain now. But growing corn is just by far the most fascinating, most exciting thing that we do. You know, when they talked about, you know, growing 200 bushel corn and 300 bushel corn, and now we've got Don Stahls broke the record in Michigan and grew 460 bushel corn, I think it was, in Michigan. The companies say that there's 600, 700, 800 bushel acre potential in the bag when we plant it. So as we watch this industry grow with technology and the know-how of everyone and building that, is just incredible. We went from growing a 7-8 billion bushels of corn a year, and here we are 15 years later and growing twice as much corn as we did 15 years ago. That's just incredible and very exciting.